right. So do you want to do the opening introduction for this one, please, brother?
Yeah, welcome along everybody to the Football Referee, our weekly look at the wonderful game of football. I'm Trevor Gear, and he calls me bruv.
And I'm Emmy Hikins, and he calls me Cuz. Welcome to the football referee. Right. Crystal Palace and Manchester United.
This happens to be first on your agenda, I notice. I refuse to discuss it. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
Crystal Palace.
What did Amorim do right, and what did Palace not get right this time? Because you let's face it, every time Palace meets a big team, they always end up humiliating them. And so I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. I thought I'm not watching my team get beaten by Palace. And then I asked Alexa afterwards. I thought, is it 3 goals against Manchester United? And I said, Alexa, what's the score between Manchester United? I was shocked. Whoa.
You should have watched it. You should have watched the game.
I
I think it
should
was a
have.
good game. Yeah, good game to watch. Although
Yeah.
not from us at Palace, watching our team getting beaten. I mean, in many ways it was a pretty close game. I think Palace were probably okay in the first half. May even have had the edge, and United were better in the second. But the big problem at Crystal Palace, they're not taking their chances. You know, even people like John Philippe Mateta, who we all love dearly, he's a great personality, and he did score a penalty, although on a second attempt, because the first one, somehow he contrived to have 2 touches on the ball. And going back a year, then that would have been it. It would have been disallowed and he couldn't retake it. But FIFA made a change in the rule a year or so ago. So, because I forget the team, but it may have been in Spain, but a team lost a penalty shootout on the last penalty because the player inadvertently touched the ball twice. And that can happen if, as you run up to the ball, you put your left, if you're right footed, put your left foot down pretty close to the ball. It may be if there's a lump there or you slip, you can actually kick the ball. And Mateta scored with his first kick and everybody cheered, and then VAR looking at whether he had 2 touches, which he did. But it will be very easy to do if as I say, if there's a bit of mud there or whatever. Or it came to FIFA's notes that they were told that it could almost be artificially made to happen if someone digs up a bit the penalty spot. And nothing is beyond football in some respects. I mean, just to briefly say, the stories I've heard in the past about even top flight teams giving their forthcoming opponents problems in the dressing room, making it cold in there, only cold water in the showers, and you wouldn't believe it, really. I don't know whether these things go on now, but I think it's never made particularly comfortable. So it wouldn't be beyond the groundsman to sort of dig out the penalty spot and maybe make it difficult to do. Anyway, that they changed the rule so that if you did manage to kick the ball twice or touch it twice with your foot, whatever, then you could retake it. And he could, and he put the ball the other side and he scored. So that was good. And he's a great fellow, but he does tend to be the last few games missing what he would normally have scored, chances which he would have taken. And other players too are doing the same thing. Talking of their games recently, last Thursday, Palace lost over in Strasbourg in France. I think they lost 2-1 there. Again, missing chances. Again, missing chances, chance after chance, and not putting away, which at that level they have to be. Now, they should hopefully still qualify for the Europa Conference, but they're probably going to go to the playoffs if they're going to achieve that. And yet they were the favourites to win that competition. Going back to this past Sunday, in a way, Palace and Manchester United have similar tactics. They kind of play their three at the back, two wing backs, similar in midfield, and so on. So there's a similarity really between them both. And I think generally, I would have said that Palace have this season been a bit better than Manchester United. And of course, Manchester were not very good last season. They had a poor season. But on the day, on Sunday, yeah, I think they were slightly the better team and probably deserved to win. But I think at the moment there's a bit of concern at Palace. And I think after the match, um, Oliver Glasner was quite uptight about it all in his press conference, and he was saying he was cross because after we won the FA Cup last year, or this year, wasn't it? Last season, May this year, he said the club really should have then gone to invested in one or two more players, particularly as they knew they were likely to lose Eze and Marc Guehi probably this coming January or in the summer. And he said they should have invested pretty much at that time, certainly early in the summer window. He said, but they didn't. They got distracted by the kerfuffle around which European competition they were going to go into, because they should have gone into the Europa Cup, but Forest made, claims to that, various reasons. So Palace went into the lower rated conference, which is what we played last Thursday. So Glasner made it quite clear that he's not happy, and he sort of said as well, he said it in other places, that this coming window he wants a striker quickly. He said that's what should have happened last summer. He said, but somehow the board, they should have invested and not tried to save. A sort of an implication he thinks they're saving money. Now, I mean, I'm not trying to stir things up between them. My point here is what a lot of Palace fans are beginning to accept, and that is we are going to lose Glasner. To be fair, he only ever really, if you go back over his managerial jobs in football, he's only ever been in there for about 2 years. He tends to stay for 2 years or thereabouts and then go. Now, I don't know the individual reasons each time, but the chances are, come the summer, it will be a couple of years that he's been there, a bit over that. And some people, some pundits on TV don't even think he'll be there until the end of the season. Not least because what he said the other day was very much saying, I'm really not happy with this and I will go if...